Hi, and welcome to the lecture on vertices and edges. So what is a vertex? Okay, so I'm going to show you now. Okay, so go to our Create tab, go down, make sure geometry is selected, go to Plane, S for Snap. Let's create a plane here, bink, like that. Let's make it dark so you can see what I'm doing. Turn on my edges, like so. Okay, right, so convert this to a poly, like that. Okay, so what is a vertex? Well, if you go into Modify, if you go to the Modify tab, down here, select Vertex, you can see these dots appear on the corners of this quad. These, well, one is a vertex. More than one are vertices. So that's the plural to vertex, vertices. And vertices are connected by edges. These here are edges. And you can see this one's got 4 edges. And you can see the edges go from vertex to vertex. But creating vertices, joining them by edges, is pretty much an automated process. However, once you do this and you get a closed loop, it creates a polygon, and we'll cover polygons in the next lecture. So we'll come back to it. So that's a vertex and that's an edge. Now, vertices can be on top of each other, so they can occupy the same space. So for example, this one here is just one vertex, and so is this. However, if I copy this object, so if I copy this quad, like so, holding down Shift and moving it creates a copy of that object. A nice little tip to remember, because you'll be doing that a lot. Let go and just make sure copy is selected there. Hit S for snap, and then just drag it back and it will snap to that edge there. I now have 2 objects. Go to vertex mode, modify, and you can see that vertex there occupies the same space as that vertex there on both objects. I can join them together by using attach. You can see this. So if I click attach, this one is selected, so I want to attach this one to that, so just click on it and it becomes one object. So if I then try and move it, you have one object, i.e. 2 quads joined together. And now if I check my vertices, you'll see they're still detached. So this is something you've got to be careful of, and to get rid of that, or to connect them together, just by dragging the selection window, letting go, and you'll see both vertices are selected. If I move them, you can see they're both moving. Just to show you, if I click once, only one is selected. If I drag and select, all of them are selected. So with them all selected, click on Weld up here, and there's a little diagram of how it works, which you can read. But if you just click once, Weld, like that, these 2 will now be joined together, and that's one vertex now. If I just click once, try and move it, you'll see that it's joined to the other vertex. If I click once on this side, you can see this one's still detached. So to join that one, just drag and select all the vertices, click on Weld, and they will be joined. And each vertex has a number, and you can see that over here. So this is vertex 1, this is vertex 2, This is vertex 3. That's vertex 4, vertex 5, and vertex 6. Not that that really matters too much at this stage. So each vertex is numbered, and now they're all joined together. That's become one object, all welded up. And this is kind of how we build models. We use vertices joined by edges that subsequently create polygons, and polygons create objects. So a vertex is the smallest element in a model. You can't get any smaller than that. You would never create a vertex on its own. It just wouldn't serve any purpose. It would just be floating out there on its own, doing nothing. You need at least 3 to create something. 3 vertices and 3 edges at its very minimum to create an object in Max. I'll show you that later when we get to quads, tris and polygons. So basically that's it. That's vertices and that's edges. I'll see you in the next lecture.